Hi, everybody. Welcome to the halftime show with the score of the Browns 10, the Steelers nothing. I'm just happy to be in the position that we're in. I don't know that we can win. I don't know what the situation is, except we have 10 more points than they do. I think DTR is playing very calmly and doing what he needs to do. Yes, it was a safety. Why it wasn't challenged, I don't know. And I didn't think that our running back got in for the touchdown, but they said he did. So don't ask me. I thought Njoku was interfered with in the end zone, but don't ask me. Here's what I bring to the table. Kenny Pickett is the biggest poser at the line of scrimmage that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he's up there, then he takes 5 steps backwards and gets sacked. Why didn't he just shut the fuck up? I don't know. I'm like, we've got to stop Najee Harris before he gets up a bunch of steam. We got to hit him in the backfield. Got to get better penetration against the running game. We've shut down the passing game. We haven't even heard Freiermuth's name. We saw one completion to maybe 2 to Pickett or to Pickens, and the rest, not a whole hell of a lot. I think Stefanski's called a smart game to try to allow the young quarterback DTR to pick and choose between Njoku and Amari Cooper, with the occasional throw to Elijah Moore, which he's as likely to bat down himself than he is to catch it. We saw nothing from Cedric Tillman except for an end around. I saw on the last play we brought David Bell into the game, but the play was another end zone throw to Amari Cooper that he had no chance for. Njoku is still breaking tackles. That was very close to being a touchdown. And had he just curled the pattern a little bit more to, I think, where he was supposed to be in the pattern, that was a perfectly thrown football. The problem that we have is that the Steelers get the ball in the beginning of the second half, and that gives them a chance to figure out what defense the Browns are throwing at them and what they need to do. And I think you will see some changes from the Steelers. The running game was starting to work for the Steelers. So I think you're going to see more Najee Harris and more Warren. I was surprised they started out the game throwing the football. That was a safety. I don't know how you miss that. And I don't know how the head coach doesn't challenge that. So it should be 12-0 right now, and we are doing a really good job of controlling the football. And time of possession becomes extremely important in a game like this. And the question is, can we get stops to start the second half quickly? Because in a game of field position, I get the feeling there's more of a chance that we're going to turn the ball over than them. And, if it's bouncing back and forth where each team starts from its own 20-yard line, that's one thing. But we can't afford to give them a short field, and we need a short field in order to get more points. If the Browns can score one touchdown, up 10-0 to go up 17-0, it really changes the complexion of the game. And that is what the Browns need to do. Pickett is 5 for 8 for 34 yards. He's been sacked twice. DTR is 13 of 19, about 60% 62%, with 98 yards in yardage. The Steelers have run for 49 yards, and I don't think that they've given their running game as much of an opportunity as I thought they would. The Browns have rushed for 65 yards. Kareem Hunt is not hitting holes. We should not be calling plays for Kareem Hunt that start out going east and west because he stops running and he doesn't have the ability to cut back. If we're going to run him right into the tackle, right into the line. But to start him out wide and then trying to cut back into a hole, he just isn't quick enough these days to do that. What we do know about the Steelers is they've been outgained in every game they've played this year, and they keep winning. As long as they stay close, they believe they can win. And if they're within a touchdown in the fourth quarter, they'll get it. Now is the time that the Browns need a stop to start out the second half or a turnover to get a short field, because we need to get that next touchdown. I was hoping we'd get the touchdown at the end of the half, but there just wasn't the time for us to get that done. We need to get it done. Like I said, 17-0 is a far cry from 10-0. Because then they know they have to score 2 touchdowns, and we haven't even heard TJ Watt's name being called in this game. And I find that very interesting. The strategy is much what I thought it would be offensively, running the ball and getting the ball out of DTR's hands very quickly. So, and I agree, Gemini. I totally agree with this. That's why I was saying in the beginning of the show, he's flopping his arms all over the place. That play that they got called for delay of game, where we were blitzing Delpit right up the middle, he was panicking at the line of scrimmage. So the more you get him into must-pass situations, the greater chance that one of two things is going to happen. Either you get to him, you sack him, you get to him and he fumbles it, or he goes, "Ah!" and throws the ball into one of our hands. But as long as they're running and getting 4 or 5 yards a crack, it makes it hard to do that. Then he's going to be able to throw short passes. And then they're going to try to wear out the Browns defense. Right now, the Browns are wearing out the Steelers defense. And if we can get another long drive, and I know it's going to be hard, it's not easy being in the situation the Browns are in without Nick Chubb, without Deshaun Watson. And really, we don't have any wide receivers except for Amari Cooper and a tight end. That's all we've got. And it should be obvious that nobody takes Elijah Moore or whoever's on the field, David Bell / Cedric Tillman, seriously. They're just not taken seriously. So he's got a 1 read and a 2 read, Cooper and Njoku, and that's all he's got. So, and he can run. He can take off and run, but I don't want him running because I don't want him to get hurt, because the Steelers will try to hurt him. So where does this leave us? How do we get a big play? The big play has to come from the defense, as it has this year, in the form of a turnover to give us a short field. The way the Steelers are playing right now, they're not putting Kenny Pickett in a position to either to really throw the ball down the field that much. And the few times that he really has had a deep drop, the Browns defense has just swarmed him. He's been sacked twice. As far as short passes are concerned, looking to throw little screen passes to Warren and the Browns, you saw the play where they had 3 defensive secondary men lined up like an armada to stop Warren on that play. So the Browns know what to expect from the Steelers. The Steelers know what to expect from the Browns. Now it's going to be a matter of execution and who makes the mistake first. I'm glad to hear that. I was going to ask about that. Jim Donovan sounding good on the air. Is that the consensus? Thanks for the update, Gemini. I think that it's great that he's back in the booth. Does anybody know who broke the guitar before the game? Who smashed the guitar? I missed that because I've been. They didn't. Well, they don't say on the national, pregame and all that. So we'll see if anybody knows who smashed the guitar. We're running low on time here, but again, if the Browns score the next touchdown in the game, I think they're going to win the game. If the Steelers score the next touchdown in the game, I think the Steelers will win the game. And that hinges on our defense's ability to keep doing what they're doing. And I can only oh, did he? It was Jim Donovan? I was hoping that would be the case. Is that true? Yeah, that's excellent. That makes me feel good. He deserves whatever accolades he can have. He's going through hell right now. All right, everybody, here's the way it plays out. I'm going to be with you after the game to tell you what happened. My question was in the halftime show, are we still in this game? We absolutely are. The question is, can we make the play that widens this gap so that Pittsburgh really has to play from behind? 10-0 is not behind for Mike Tomlin because it's one defensive turnover and turned into a touchdown, a pick six, or whatever away from being right back into the game. The key is Bojorquez has to keep punting really well when we do fail to get first downs, and we have to keep getting multiple first downs to continue to tire the Steelers' defense and keep running TJ Watt so that he's running around in circles trying to cover the flat as well as trying to rush the quarterback. All right, let's see if we can do it, folks. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I will be with you after the game, so go Browns. Let's get it done. See you right after the game.